Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at complex signals, and we're going to look at a different approach. I already previously made a video on it, but this one is going to be based on GNU Radio, and we're going to look at complex signal, and we're going to differentiate between complex signal and real signal. Actually, in real world, most of the signals are complex signals, and what I meant to say, complex signal means that you might have multiple. This complex signal is going to be a combination of different type of sinusoids and cosinusoid signals. So basically, in this video, we're going to explore this, and we're going to visualize this actually complex signal and real signal. We're going to look at the spectrum of these guys, and we're going to see where does this come from. One of the real confusion when we are trying to understand complex signal and real signal is that the concept of negative frequency. So we're going to actually look at that negative frequency as well, and we're going to see, and we're going to try to understand using GNU Radio flow graph. So the flow graph is quite simple here. If you were to look at it, I'm just using a signal source. So this signal source is generating a signal that has a frequency which is being controlled by this GUI slider that is going from 1 megahertz all the way negative 1 megahertz all the way up to positive 1 megahertz. And I have chosen the same sample rate as well. Now, the other thing that you need to notice is this, that when you double click on this block, any block on GNU Radio, you will see a property block. The first thing you will see the output type. So output type, you can choose between complex, float, integer, short, or byte. So for our real versus complex signal, we're going to choose complex signal. And notice the color changes. The color is actually blue for complex signals. Now, on the other hand, we're also exploring the real signal as well. If you were to look at it, you can see that this is a float. So I have chosen float. So that is actually orange, and that is actually going to give you a real signal. So the one thing that you need to also observe is this: the output type is what matters. What cosine, and if you were to look at the waveform type, that's just defining the type of waveform that you will have. Cosine and sine, they are exactly the same thing, but one of them is 90-degree apart. Both of them are exactly the same thing. So that does not mean that, don't get confused with cosine and sine are different, and this is J and things like that. So it just means the shape of a waveform. So we're going to choose cosine. So the first thing is this, that we have a cosine signal. The output actually is in a form of a complex signal, is going into a throttle block. Then also we're visualizing both of these signals in frequency domain and also in time domain. Time domain being mean your oscilloscope, and frequency domain mean your spectrum analyzer. The same thing is happening here. So your signal source is going to a throttle block, and that is going into a frequency sink and also a two different frequency sink, because one of them we're going to look at half of the spectrum. So you guys can see it here, spectrum right here. Where is it? Okay, right here. Spectrum width is full, and the second frequency sink where your spectrum width is half, which means you're only going to see positive frequency and you're only going to see negative frequency. So we're going to actually understand this. Where does this coming from? So once I play this flow graph, I'm going to walk you through with another thing that we're going to actually visualize. So now let's look at this signal. And I'm going to choose this signal to be something, I'm going to change this frequency to, let's say, around 10 kilohertz. All right. So if you were to look at this, this is a complex signal. There's a typographical mistake supposed to say complex signal. Okay. So if you were to suppose look at the signal, we know complex signal is a combination of cosine and sinusoidal wave. So you can exactly see this. So this is actually, if you were to see this, you can just pick up any of this. You can see there is a phase difference of 90 degrees between these two guys. So one of them is sine, one of them is cosine, depend, because the signal is moving. So you can see that that's a combination of both sine and cosine wave. You can see that they are 90-degree apart. Generally, one of these signals are 90-degree apart. So that's the first thing. And where does this coming from? Let's look at our Google diagram. Now, if you remember this definition, fundamental identity, which is e to the j2 pi f of t, that is actually combination. That complex signal is actually a combination of real signal and imaginary signal. That's why you have a cos. You have a waveform that consists of cos plus sine. And this is exactly what you're visualizing here. You have a cos signal and also a sine signal as well. So both of these signal actually combining this to become a a complex signal. Now, if you were to think of real signal out of this, if you see this, the sine part is actually J part, which is an imaginary part. Cosine is a real part. Now, if you were to individually look at their Euler's identity, if you were to see this, now focus here, e to the j 2 pi f of t plus e to the minus j 2 pi f of t, which means in real signal, you will see both the positive frequency component and a negative frequency component. So this is in a spectrum. This is a time sink for your complex signal. Now, if you were to exactly look at your spectrum of your complex signal, you are just seeing in a full spectrum that is going from negative 1 megahertz all the way up to positive 1 megahertz. You are only seeing 10 kilohertz. You are only seeing a single line. But now, when you look at your real signal, if you were to look at this real signal, which is going to be, you will see a positive component and you will also see a negative component as well. So if you were to go ahead and look at the spectrum of your real signal, so now this is the half a spectrum because we have chosen this in our GUI frequency sync. So you are seeing only the positive frequency, which is 10 kilohertz. Now, if you were to look at the full spectrum, just like we're looking at it for a complex signal, you're not seeing any other frequency spike on your left-hand side and the negative side. Why? Because complex signal is a combination of cosine and sine, while a real signal is a combination of positive frequency and negative frequency. And indeed, exactly that's what we're visualizing. So this is 10 kilohertz at the positive side, and this is negative 10 kilohertz at the negative side in real signal. I hope you guys are getting it. So when you intuitively, when you think of this, so this is very important when we're dealing with different type of modulation schemes, especially when it comes to single side modulation and spectrum shifting and things like that. So one of the cool application of real complex signal is actually in modulation. When you think of these positive frequencies, think of these are nothing but rotations, okay? So when you think of these, think of it as a counterclockwise rotation on that spectrum. I'll also leave a link to that too, where it actually draws a circle based on these rotations. So the real sine and cosine needs both of these rotations, which is going to be counterclockwise and clockwise, which actually gives you that positive and negative frequency component in this. So I hope you find this video to be a little bit helpful, because complex signals are like the key signals when it comes to understanding modulation and things like that. And if you guys have any questions, just leave it in the comment section, and just don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.